Hello and welcome to the Rob and the Raw Series Part 7. We only have one more week, so stay tuned. How many times have you been asked while you're walking along during the course of the day or on the phone with somebody, or you just see someone and they say, "Hey, how are you?" Or you may ask the same question to somebody else, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And people will say like things like, "I can't complain, no use in complaining, things are okay, I'm doing fine, doing well." One of my favorite answers is, "I'm blessed." The more I hear it, the more I'm like, that person's really dialed into something. Because we're all blessed. We have blessings all around us. The blessing of life itself, the blessing of the air, the sights that we see, the colors we get to see, the things we hear. There's just so many blessings. The blessing of being able to be married to your spouse, or the blessing of seeing the birth of your child. They're just unbelievable blessings and gifts that we're given every day. 2-3 weeks ago when we talked about humility, that's a blessing. When we're gifted with the blessing of humility, at the end of the day, it is truly a blessing. I want to share a story with you today. I'm an avid reader, and I've been reading for 25 years, I'd say, maybe 600 books. And I've always in the past, for lack of a better word, try to push it on my children or my spouse or those closest to me. And I've learned over the years that, hey, you just don't do that. So I've gotten away from that. That said, one evening I'm sitting in my office at home. Knock comes on the door and my daughter walks in. She walks in, she looks at me, she looks around the room where I have shelves of books. And she says, "Dad," she goes, "is this potentially where you get all your motivation and inspiration?" I looked at her and I said, "Amanda," I said, "you could say that, but let me tell you one thing. As long as you live in this house, you will never have to go to Barnes & Noble's." And we both chuckled at that. So she asked me, she said, "Dad, can you pick me out a book?" I said, "Certainly." I said, "What are you looking to do?" She goes, "I just want to read a book, Dad. I see you reading all the time, and I see how you're always in a good mood, and I want to be able to read." So I picked her a book out. I picked the book The Seed by John Gordon. Then she asked me, she said, "Dad, could you get me a journal?" I'm like, "What are you going to do with a journal?" She said, "Dad, I'm going to write in it all the things I'm going to do in my life, all the people I'm going to help, and all the places I'm going to go." I'm like, "That's interesting." I'm like, "I got one right here. I got an empty, brand new one right here." She goes, "No, Dad, I want the kind with the leather and the rope around it." I smiled and grinned. I'm like, "You know exactly what you want. That's awesome." So I said, "Well, you better get to bed, honey. It's 10:30 at night." She goes, "Well, I'm going to go read." I said, "Honey," I said, "it's 10:30. I got to get to bed." She said, "Dad, I never go to bed when I go in my room at night." And I said, "What do you do?" She goes, "I sit there and I think about all the people I'm going to help, all the places I'm going to go, and all the places I'm going to see." And I smiled and I said, "That is so cool." I said, "Well, don't stay up late." We wake up the next morning. I asked Amanda, I said, "Amanda, did you read?" She said, "I read 7 chapters. And I said, "What did you get out of it?" She said, "Well, follow your heart, find your purpose, and find your passion." I just grinned. Again, I've been reading books for 25 years, and they say more is caught than taught. And it was so refreshing to me to have my daughter come to me and ask me to give her a book to read. And she took these notes that she sent to me, and I would share with you. Maybe I'll share them in a blog one day. And it's just amazing how cool it is to have your 13-year-old daughter come to you and say, "Hey, I want to read. I want to be like you to some degree." She's read 7 books in the last 4 or 5 months, and I see things going on in her life and how animated and positive she is. It was truly a blessing for my daughter to come to me and ask that. And it's a blessing for her as well, because she gets the gift of reading and knowledge. My question to you tonight is, I want you to look back and I want you to think about all the blessings in your life. Think about how you're blessed every day in every way. And go bless somebody tomorrow. I love to hear a story. We all have stories. I love to hear a story from somebody out there to share with me how you've been blessed. And it can be more than one story. I'd love to hear from you. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Please share this on Facebook. We have one more week, and I just want everybody to know that I'm truly grateful to be able to do this for you. And keep in mind, we're always available for your referrals.